Imagine this. You reach out to someone close to you, someone whose opinion you value, only to be met with silence. The void that follows feels heavier than words, and it leaves you questioning your worth, your actions, perhaps even your place in their life. It stirs something deep within, a gnawing discomfort that can unsettle even the most composed among us. But pause for a moment. What if I told you this silence, though painful, offers a rare opportunity? What if, instead of seeing this as rejection, you could view it through the lens of strength, of personal growth? For it is not the act of being ignored that defines us. It is our response to it. As the Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." It is here, in this silence, that the real work begins, where we turn inward, reclaim our power, and choose how we will act, not react. When someone ignores you, they may believe they control the narrative, but in truth, it is you who holds the reins to your peace. In the teachings of Stoicism, we learn that no external event, be it silence, anger, or even praise, has the power to disturb our inner tranquility unless we allow it. And so today, I invite you to rise above the discomfort, to meet this challenge not with resentment, but with calm reflection and wisdom. Let their silence be a mirror, reflecting the strength of your composure, the depth of your self-sufficiency, and the quiet power of your grace. For when we are ignored, it is not an invitation to bend or break. It is an opportunity to transcend, to show that, like the towering mountain unaffected by the wind, our peace remains unshaken. Let us take this first step together as we delve deeper into the Stoic way of handling the silence, mastering the art of rising above. In the words of Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You are the master of your response. Let us now uncover how to wield this power wisely. Principle number 1. Reclaim your inner power. When someone ignores you, it may feel like they hold power over you, but this is only an illusion. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If we focus on their silence, we allow them to control our peace. But true power lies within us, not in their actions. Epictetus wisely said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond. When ignored, remember that your peace is yours alone. No one can disturb it unless you allow them to." Reclaiming your inner power means recognizing that your worth is not defined by others' attention. You remain whole and unshaken, no matter their actions. Reclaim this truth, and you will find that their silence no longer holds sway over you. You will walk through the storm of their neglect untouched, for you have anchored yourself in something far deeper, your own unassailable sense of worth. This, my friends, is the essence of true inner power, and it is yours to wield. Principle number 2. Redefine the value of the relationship. When someone ignores you, it's a moment to reflect on the nature of the relationship. As Plato said, every heart sings a song incomplete until another heart whispers back. If that whisper never comes, it might indicate the relationship is no longer in harmony. Relationships should be mutual, bringing growth and balance, not causing stress or disharmony. Sometimes, we hold on to connections that have lost their value, much like keeping expired milk in the fridge, hoping it will still sweeten our coffee. Instead of clinging to what no longer serves you, ask yourself, does this relationship uplift and nourish your spirit, or has it become a burden? Redefining the value of the relationship means assessing whether it still aligns with your personal growth. If not, letting go is a wise choice, not a failure. Walking away from something that no longer supports your well-being is a step toward freedom and self-respect. This process of reassessment allows you to choose peace over attachment. By doing so, you rise above, not in bitterness or rejection, but in recognizing that your journey and inner peace are worth prioritizing. It's an act of wisdom to release what no longer resonates, allowing space for more meaningful connections. Principle number 3, embrace solitude and self-sufficiency. When someone ignores you, the immediate reaction might be to feel isolated or abandoned. However, Stoicism teaches that solitude can be a blessing, a time to focus inward and find strength within yourself. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself." True happiness and fulfillment come from within, not from external sources. Instead of viewing solitude as loneliness, see it as an opportunity to reconnect with yourself. Like a tree standing firm against the wind, you remain rooted and strong, unaffected by the actions or indifference of others. This period of being ignored offers you the chance to nurture your own passions, rediscover personal goals, and grow in self-reliance. In solitude, you learn that your peace and happiness are not dependent on others. By embracing self-sufficiency, you develop inner resilience and realize that being alone does not mean being lonely. It's about building a foundation of strength that allows you to remain whole, regardless of who is or isn't by your side. Ultimately, this principle emphasizes the value of cultivating independence. When you no longer seek validation from others, you rise above emotional turmoil and become self-contained, finding peace in your own company. Solitude becomes a time to strengthen your inner world, where your sense of worth and happiness come from within, not from external circumstances. Principle number 4, communicate with confidence, not neediness. When ignored, the instinct may be to seek validation, but the Stoic way teaches us to respond with calm, not desperation. As Epictetus said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Instead of pleading for attention, communicate with confidence, knowing your worth is independent of others' responses. A calm, direct approach, such as saying, "I've noticed we haven't been in touch, and I'd like to understand if something's on your mind," invites dialogue without demanding it. Whether they respond or not, your peace remains intact because it's rooted in self-respect, not in their acknowledgement. True strength lies in communicating with clarity and grace, knowing that your value is not dependent on anyone else. Speak not to chase validation, but to uphold your dignity and integrity. Principle number 5, use humor to lighten the mood. When ignored, it's easy to feel frustrated, but Stoicism teaches us to face adversity with lightness and humor. As Seneca said, "A wise man is not afraid to laugh when others might weep." Humor helps you rise above the situation, showing resilience and control. A light-hearted comment like, "I thought you'd gone invisible," diffuses tension, allowing you to remain calm and composed. Humor keeps perspective, reminding you that being ignored is a fleeting moment, not a defining event. It also invites communication without confrontation, signaling that you are unaffected by their silence. Using humor does not mean ignoring your feelings. Rather, it helps you maintain perspective. It reminds you that being ignored is just a passing moment, not a defining aspect of your life. Humor lightens the emotional load, giving you clarity and helping you see the bigger picture. By using humor, you maintain inner peace and show that external actions can't disturb your serenity. Humor becomes a tool to steer through rough emotional waters, allowing you to respond with grace rather than letting the situation control you. Principle number 6. Forgive, but don't forget. Forgiveness, in Stoicism, is a sign of strength, not weakness. By forgiving, you free yourself from the burden of bitterness and anger, allowing peace to return. Epictetus reminds us that he who has not forgiven an enemy has not yet tasted one of the most sublime enjoyments of life. Forgiveness is about reclaiming your inner balance, not for the benefit of the person who wronged you, but for your own well-being. However, Stoic forgiveness does not mean forgetting. When someone hurts or ignores you, forgiving them is about letting go of negative emotions like anger, frustration, and resentment, so they don't disrupt your peace. But you retain the lesson learned from the experience, ensuring you don't fall into the same situation again. Forgiveness doesn't excuse their actions, but it keeps your emotions from being controlled by their behavior. You rise above the situation by refusing to let it disturb your inner tranquility. Yet, you carry forward the wisdom gained, understanding that while people may act out of ignorance, the lesson is valuable for protecting yourself in the future. In this way, forgiveness becomes a tool to maintain peace and clarity. It allows you to move forward with compassion, but without forgetting the insight gained. You forgive, but you remember the lesson to guard your heart and strengthen your character. This balance helps you rise above with dignity, ensuring that while you release the emotional burden, you don't allow yourself to be harmed in the same way again. Principle number 7. Trust your intuition. When someone ignores you, it's natural to start questioning and overthinking the reasons behind their silence. However, Stoicism teaches us to trust our intuition, a deep inner voice that provides clarity in uncertain situations. Epictetus said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." This means that by knowing yourself well, you can rely on your intuition to guide you with confidence. Instead of letting doubt take over, pause and listen to that inner voice. Your intuition helps you discern whether their silence is about their own struggles or a signal of a shift in the relationship. It's important to trust that this internal guide can offer the best insight, often more reliable than external interpretations or overthinking. For example, when someone distances themselves, your intuition may advise giving them space or gently checking in, but the decision will come from a place of self-assured calm, not neediness or fear. Trusting your intuition also reflects a deeper trust in yourself and your ability to handle life's uncertainties. As Shakespeare said, "Trust thyself. Every heart vibrates to that iron string." By trusting your inner voice, you stay grounded in your own wisdom. No matter the silence or uncertainty around you, this trust ensures that you rise above doubt, remaining steady, confident, and true to yourself. Principle number 8. Visualize your ideal response. When faced with silence or uncertainty, it's easy to react emotionally. But Stoicism teaches us to pause and visualize our ideal response before acting. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing," meaning life challenges us, and we must be prepared. Instead of reacting impulsively when someone ignores you, visualize yourself responding with calm and patience. Picture a composed conversation where you reach out kindly rather than with frustration. By mentally rehearsing your response, you align your actions with wisdom and clarity. Visualization is mental preparation, allowing you to respond thoughtfully and in line with your values. Just as athletes rehearse before a match, visualizing your ideal response equips you to handle real-life situations with grace and poise, ensuring you act from strength, not emotion. This practice helps you rise above the moment and respond as the best version of yourself. Principle number 9. Let go of expectations. One of the main sources of emotional suffering comes from our expectations of others. We often hope for specific outcomes, like a reply, an apology, or a change in behavior. When those expectations aren't met, disappointment and frustration can take over. Stoicism teaches that while we can control our own actions, we have no power over how others respond. Epictetus wisely said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." This means we should focus on acting with integrity and wisdom, without attaching ourselves to the outcome. When someone ignores you, it's normal to hope for a response, but the Stoic approach is to let go of that need. Letting go of expectations doesn't mean you stop caring, but rather that you stop letting the outcome dictate your peace. For example, if you reach out to someone who has been distant and they don't respond, remind yourself that their reaction is beyond your control. You have acted with kindness and done what's right. Their silence is not a reflection of your worth, but simply a reminder that you cannot control how others behave. By letting go of expectations, you free yourself from the emotional turmoil that comes from hoping for specific outcomes. You protect your peace by focusing on what's within your control, your own actions and values. The Stoics remind us that it's not the outcome that defines us, but how we handle ourselves in each situation. In life, there will always be moments where the actions or silence of others test our patience, challenge our peace, and tempt us to react. But the true Stoic, the one who has mastered the art of living, knows that our power does not lie in controlling others, but in governing ourselves. The path of wisdom is not found in reacting to every slight or silence, but in rising above it. To rise above is to live in harmony with your own nature, free from the weight of others' expectations and judgments. It is to choose your response consciously, to walk forward with purpose, not in pursuit of approval, but in alignment with your own values. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "It is not the actions of others that trouble us, but rather our own judgments of them." Throughout our journey, we've explored how to navigate the difficult terrain of being ignored, reclaiming your inner power, redefining relationships, embracing solitude, and communicating with confidence. We've learned the strength in forgiveness, the wisdom in trusting your intuition, and the freedom that comes from letting go of expectations. These principles are not just strategies for dealing with silence, they are the pillars of a life lived with integrity, resilience, and peace. Now, as you move forward, remember that your peace is your own. No one can take it from you unless you offer it willingly. When others fall silent, or when the world seems indifferent, it is your inner strength that will carry you through. You do not need their approval, their attention, or their acknowledgement to be whole. You are already complete. Let each moment of challenge, each silence or slight, become an opportunity to practice these principles, to cultivate the resilience and wisdom that define a Stoic life. In doing so, you rise above the noise, untouched by the turbulence around you, walking your path with clarity and purpose. As we part, take with you this thought: your peace, your strength, your worth. They are yours alone. Hold fast to them, and let nothing and no one shake your sense of self. This is the essence of rising above, the art of mastering life's trials, not by overpowering them, but by remaining unshaken in their midst. Rise above, and as you do, move forward with the quiet confidence that your journey, your peace, and your purpose are yours to command. If you're ready to master the art of inner peace and resilience, subscribe to Ultimate Stoicism and join a community dedicated to living with wisdom and strength. Don't forget to like this video if it resonated with you. It helps spread the message of Stoic philosophy to those who need it most. Let's rise above together.